Captain Jiwoo Park stood at the command center of the Earth defense vessel Prometheus, her eyes fixed on the massive view screen. The stars seemed to bend as 37 alien ships appeared at the edge of Earth's solar system. This was humanity's first encounter with extraterrestrial life, and it came in the form of what looked like a war fleet. "Tactical assessment," Jiwoo ordered, her voice steady despite the hammering of her heart. Lieutenant Do-hyun Kim's fingers flew across his console. "Ships are of unknown design. Size indicates they could house thousands of crew members. Weapons. Systems appear active but not targeting us, they're just waiting." The bridge fell silent. 6 years of training for first contact scenarios, and none had prepared them for this moment. "They're advancing," reported Navigator Hana Ryu. "Steady approach toward Mars orbit." Jiwoo straightened her uniform. "Broadcast our first contact message, on all frequencies." The carefully crafted greeting, a combination of mathematical sequences and basic language patterns designed by Earth's finest linguists, streamed out into space. The response came almost immediately. The alien vessels stopped. All of them at once, as if hitting an invisible wall. "Captain," Do-hyun's voice cracked with surprise. "They're sending a transmission." The view screen flickered, revealing a creature unlike anything humans had imagined. It had gray-blue skin stretched over a broad frame, 4 black eyes arranged vertically on its face, and a mouth that seemed too wide. When it spoke, the sound was a series of clicks and whistles. The ship's AI worked to translate. After several tense moments, words formed. "Humans." The translation came through. "We did not know this system was yours. We will withdraw immediately." Jiwoo exchanged confused glances with Commander Taehyun Lee beside her. This was not the expected reaction from a technologically superior species. "This is Captain Jiwoo Park of Earth," she responded carefully. "May I ask who I'm speaking with, and why you choose to withdraw?" Another pause for translation. The aliens, 4 eyes blinked in sequence. "I am Fleet Commander Rogak of the Terral Dominion. We control 300 systems across what you call the Orion Arm." The alien seemed to hesitate. "We withdraw because we follow the 3rd protocol. We do not kill humans." The bridge crew exchanged looks of confusion and relief. Jiwoo leaned forward. "I'm not familiar with this protocol," she said. "We would welcome peaceful communication." The alien commander seemed troubled. "The protocol is absolute. We have violated your space. We will depart." "Wait," Jiwoo said quickly. "Perhaps we could meet. Learn from each other." A long silence followed. Finally, Rogak spoke again. "One representative may board our vessel. We will not enter your atmosphere." 20 hours later, Jiwoo found herself aboard a shuttle approaching the massive Terral flagship. Security Chief Minho Bai sat across from her, checking his sidearm for the 3rd time. "I still think this is a mistake," he muttered. "Noted," Jiwoo replied calmly. "But they could have attacked already if that was their intention." The shuttle docked smoothly with the alien vessel. The airlock cycled, revealing a corridor lit with purple light. 2 Terrals stood waiting, their height forcing them to stoop under the ceiling designed for their human visitors. "Follow," one said simply. The ship's interior was a maze of curved corridors and large chambers. Jiwoo noticed how other Terrals stopped and moved aside as they passed, their 4 eyes tracking her with what seemed like caution. Finally, they entered a vast circular room. At its center stood Fleet Commander Rogak, nearly 3 meters tall, flanked by what appeared to be advisors. "Captain Jiwoo Park." Rogak's voice came through her translator. "You are either very brave or unaware of history." "I'm here to make history, not repeat it," she replied. "Earth wishes to establish peaceful relations." Rogak made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Peaceful. Yes. The Terral Dominion has conquered thousands of worlds, Captain. Yet we will not approach yours." "Why?" Jiwoo asked directly. "What? Is this 3rd protocol?" The massive alien stepped closer, lowering its voice. "It is our oldest law passed down for 50,000 cycles. We do not kill humans. The stars remember what happens when we try." A chill ran down Jiwoo's spine. Are you saying you've encountered humans before? Not I, Rogak said. My ancestors. When your kind still dwelled in caves. They thought you would be easy prey. The alien made a gesture that seemed respectful, almost fearful. They were wrong. That's impossible, Minho interjected. Humans weren't capable of space travel then. No, agreed Rogak. You weren't. And yet the stars. Remember, as they spoke, Jiwoo noticed a symbol repeated throughout the room's decorations, a simple circle with 4 vertical lines. What does that symbol mean? She asked. Rogak's 4 eyes all focused on her. It is the warning mark, the one your ancestors gave us when they spared the last of our invasion force. It means, turn back, humans dwell here. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses. In the misty depths of a forgotten forest, where ancient trees whispered secrets older than time, 2 tribes had lived under a sacred covenant passed down through countless generations. The pact, more powerful than blood and more binding than any written contract, connected the mountain clan and the river people in a delicate balance of mutual survival. Long ago, when the world was younger and magic still danced between shadows, the first leaders of these tribes had made an extraordinary agreement. The mountain clan, strong and fierce warriors with skin weathered by harsh winds, possessed incredible hunting skills and knowledge of the rocky terrain. The river people, with their deep understanding of water, boats, and fish, knew every current and hidden stream in the vast landscape. Their ancestors had realized that together they were stronger, but divided they would perish. So they crafted an intricate agreement. The mountain clan would provide protection and meat, while the river people would offer fish, trade routes, and crucial water knowledge. Each season, they would meet at a special stone circle located between their territories to renew their commitment. Generations passed and the pact remained unbroken. Young warriors from both tribes learned about this sacred agreement from the moment they could understand words. Parents would tell stories of how their great-grandparents maintained this delicate relationship, how trust and respect were more valuable than gold or territory. During one particularly challenging winter, when food became scarce and the cold seemed endless, the true strength of their ancient pact would be tested. The mountain clan's hunting grounds had been struck by a terrible disease that killed most of their prey, threatening their survival. Meanwhile, the river people faced unprecedented floods that destroyed many of their fishing areas. In such moments, lesser tribes would have fought or abandoned each other, but not these 2. The mountain clan's eldest leader, a woman named Kara with eyes like sharp eagles, called for an emergency meeting. Her counterpart, a wise river chief named Rowan, understood immediately what needed to be done. They pooled their remaining resources. Mountain hunters shared their last preserved meats. River people brought dried fish and showed their mountain brothers secret fishing techniques in smaller, safer streams. Children from both tribes were moved to safer locations, protected by warriors who had once been strangers but were now family. Their unity was not just about survival, but about honoring a promise made centuries ago. Each action, each shared meal, each protected child was a renewal of the ancient covenant. They understood that their strength came not from individual power, but from their ability to support each other during the hardest times. As winter slowly retreated and spring's first green shoots appeared, both tribes had survived. Their bond, tested by nature's harshest challenges, had not only remained intact but had grown stronger. Young warriors who had fought side by side during the difficult months now shared stories around communal fires, their laughter echoing through valleys that had once known only silence. The stone circle where their ancestors had first made their pact stood as a silent witness. Covered in moss, marked by centuries of wind and rain, it remained a sacred symbol of their enduring connection. Each generation would touch its weathered surface, feeling the energy of promises kept and trust maintained. In a world where conflicts often tore communities apart, these 2 tribes showed that true strength came from understanding, respect, and an unwavering commitment to each other. Their ancient pact was more than a simple agreement. It was a living, breathing testament to the power of unity. And so, as seasons continued to pass and the world around them changed, the mountain clan and the river people remained united, their bond a beacon of hope in an often unpredictable world. In the vast darkness of space where stars flickered like distant candles, the Galactic Council gathered for a meeting that would change everything. Delegates from 100 different planets sat around a massive circular table, their appearances as varied as the worlds they represented. The central issue was simple but complex. A small planet called Terra, located in a quiet corner of the galaxy, had suddenly become incredibly important. Scientists had discovered that Terra possessed a rare energy source that could power entire star systems. Every major galactic power wanted control, but direct conflict was forbidden by ancient space laws. Ambassador Zara from the Blue Nebula, Confederation, stood first. Her skin shimmered with tiny blue scales, and her eyes reflected intelligence beyond human understanding. She spoke softly, but with clear determination. Terra must be protected, she said. Its people are not ready to understand the power they hold. Across from her, the Crimson Empire's representative, a tall figure with metallic skin, disagreed. Commander Rax believed that Terra's resources should be claimed quickly before its inhabitants could develop advanced technology. His civilization needed the energy to survive, and he was willing to do almost anything to secure it. The oldest member of the council, a being so ancient that its true form was hard to describe, raised a hand for silence. This was Elder Crone, who had watched civilizations rise and fall for thousands of years. When Crone spoke, everyone listened. "We cannot treat Terra like a simple resource," Crone explained. "Its people are on the edge of a major discovery. Interference could destroy their entire civilization's natural development." But not everyone agreed. The Quantum Collective, a group of machine-based intelligences, saw Terra differently. They believed that the planet's energy could solve computational challenges that had existed for centuries. To them, the potential scientific gain was more important than the planet's current inhabitants. Political tensions grew. Secret messages flew between different galactic zones. Some wanted peaceful observation, others wanted quick extraction, and a few radical groups suggested more aggressive approaches. The balance was delicate, like a complex dance where one wrong step could cause total destruction. Young Terra, meanwhile, had no idea about the massive debate happening light years away. Its people continued their daily lives, working, dreaming, fighting, and loving, completely unaware that powerful alien civilizations were discussing their planet's future. Ambassador Zara proposed a compromise. She suggested creating a special protection zone around Terra, where no direct intervention would be allowed. Advanced cloaking technology would prevent the planet's inhabitants from detecting any external presence. This would give them time to develop naturally, while preventing any potential galactic conflicts. Commander Rax was not happy. His civilization needed energy, and waiting was not an option. He suggested a carefully managed extraction process that would be almost invisible to Terra's population. "We can take what we need without them ever knowing," he argued. The debate continued for what seemed like endless solar cycles. Each representative brought complicated arguments, technical details, and historical precedents. Elder Crone listened, carefully, occasionally asking a simple question that would completely change the discussion's direction. Behind the official discussions, smaller negotiations happened. Some ambassadors made secret deals, while others formed unexpected alliances. The Galactic Council was never just about open conversations. The real decisions often happened in quiet side rooms and encrypted communication channels. As the discussions reached a critical point, something unexpected happened. A young researcher from a minor planetary system presented new data about Terra. Her research suggested that the planet's inhabitants were closer to a major scientific breakthrough than anyone had realized. This changed everything. The possibility that Terra might solve its own energy challenges internally created a new dynamic. Now the discussion was not just about taking a resource, but about potentially witnessing a remarkable moment of planetary evolution. When the final vote came, it was surprisingly close. By a margin of just 3 votes, the Council decided on a careful observation strategy Terra would be monitored, protected, but not directly interfered with. The planet would be given a chance to develop its own path. As the delegates prepared to return to their distant homes, the sense of anticipation was clear. Something remarkable was happening, and they all knew it. In a small city nestled between quiet mountains and silent rivers, something was changing. People began to notice strange occurrences that defied normal explanation. It started with dreams, vivid, powerful dreams that felt more real than reality itself. Maya, a young scientist working in a small research lab, was the first to document these experiences. Her colleagues initially thought she was crazy, but soon they too started experiencing unusual mental connections. They could sometimes sense each other's emotions without speaking, understand complex ideas without traditional communication. The first public signs emerged during a community gathering. An elderly man suddenly spoke in a language nobody recognized, describing events from centuries ago with incredible detail. His eyes glowed with an inner light, and people around him felt a strange electrical energy crackling through the air. Children were changing too. They would draw complex mathematical equations without understanding what they meant. Some could solve advanced problems that would challenge university professors. Their brains seemed to be operating on a completely different level, accessing knowledge from somewhere unknown. Scientists were baffled. Medical tests showed unusual brain activity, with neural networks connecting in ways that had never been observed before. Brain scans revealed increased electromagnetic responses, suggesting humans were developing capabilities beyond current scientific understanding. In the mountains, strange energy patterns began appearing. Rocks would occasionally levitate, and plants would respond to human emotions in unexpected ways. Animals behaved differently, showing heightened awareness and what seemed like intentional communication with humans. Government agencies quickly became interested. Secret meetings were held in underground facilities where experts tried to understand what was happening. Was this a natural evolution, a response to environmental changes, or something more mysterious? Maya's research team discovered that these changes were not random. They followed a specific pattern, spreading like a wave across different populations. People who were emotionally balanced and mentally calm seemed to experience these transformations more intensely. Religious leaders interpreted these events differently. Some saw it as a spiritual awakening, a long-predicted moment of human transformation. Others were scared, seeing these changes as a potential threat to existing social structures. As weeks passed, the transformations became more pronounced. People reported experiencing collective consciousness, where individual thoughts merged into a shared understanding. Complex global problems suddenly seemed solvable, as humans began to think and act with unprecedented cooperation. The most surprising development was how peacefully these changes occurred. Despite potential fears, people seemed to accept these transformations with remarkable calmness. Communities became more connected, conflicts reduced, and a sense of global unity emerged. Scientists discovered that human DNA was subtly changing. Genetic markers that had been dormant for thousands of years were suddenly activating. These changes enhanced immune systems, improved cognitive functions, and created stronger emotional intelligence. In schools, children started learning differently. Traditional teaching methods became less effective as students could now absorb complex information through intuitive understanding. Teachers became more like guides, helping students navigate their expanding consciousness. Global communication networks began experiencing unusual data transmissions. Information seemed to flow more freely, with reduced technological barriers. Some experts suggested that humans were developing a form of telepathic communication supported by advanced technological infrastructure. Maya and her team worked tirelessly to document and understand these changes. They collected data, interviewed people experiencing transformations, and tried to create a scientific framework for understanding this global shift. The most profound changes happened in human relationships. People became more empathetic, understanding each other's perspectives with greater ease. Old conflicts started dissolving as individuals recognized their fundamental interconnectedness. Governments worldwide struggled to adapt. Traditional power structures were challenged by this new form of collective thinking. Leaders who couldn't adjust found themselves quickly replaced by more collaborative, understanding individuals. As the transformation continued, humanity stood at a remarkable crossroads. Something fundamental was changing, not through conflict or revolution, but through a quiet, powerful awakening of human potential. Nobody knew exactly where this journey would lead, but for the first time in human history, people felt genuinely hopeful about their collective future. In a world where the forces of good and evil were locked in an eternal struggle, there existed a group known as the Guardians of Balance. They were tasked with maintaining the delicate equilibrium between light and darkness, ensuring that neither side gained too much power. Among the Guardians was a young woman named Arya. She had been training for years to master her abilities and understand the importance of her role. Arya knew that the fate of the world rested on the shoulders of the Guardians, and she was determined to fulfill her duty. One day, Arya received word that a powerful artifact had been discovered, an ancient relic that could tip the scales in favor of either good or evil. She knew she had to act quickly to secure the artifact before it fell into the wrong hands. Arya set out on a journey to retrieve the relic, facing many challenges along the way. She battled dark creatures, navigated treacherous landscapes, and relied on her wit and skills to overcome each obstacle. Finally, Arya reached the location of the artifact. But as she approached it, she was confronted by a figure cloaked in shadows. It was a member of the opposing force, seeking to claim the relic for their own nefarious purposes. A fierce battle ensued between Arya and her adversary. They exchanged blows and unleashed their powers, each trying to gain the upper hand. Arya knew she could not let the artifact fall into the wrong hands, for it would upset the balance and plunge the world into chaos. With a final surge of strength, Arya emerged. Victorious, she secured the artifact and returned it to the Guardian's stronghold, where it could be protected and kept safe from those who would misuse its power. Arya knew that her mission was far from over. As long as the forces of good and evil continued to clash, the Guardians of Balance would be needed to maintain order and prevent either side from gaining too much control. She was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that the fate of the world depended on her and her fellow Guardians. And so, Arya continued her training, honing her skills and preparing for the battles to come. She knew that the path of a Guardian was not an easy one, but it was a path she had chosen willingly. For Arya, there was no greater honor than serving as a protector of the delicate balance that held the world together.